Many former athletes struggle to find a training plan or regimen that they find enjoyable, builds muscle, and actually gets them athletic. So I'm going to share with you the 5 mistakes that former athletes make when trying to get back into athletic training. What's up? I'm Nick Ladden. I'm a certified strength and conditioning coach, and I've worked with hundreds of athletes. So let's get into the 5 mistakes that you're probably making. As many like you, after my days as a D lineman in college, I was pretty much lost with what I should be doing for training. Should I do bodybuilding, CrossFit, maybe powerlifting? And I was basically super bored with training as a bodybuilder. I didn't really care about my aesthetics a whole lot. I always believed that my body should be a reflection and a byproduct of how you actually train and the performance that you're trying to achieve. And with powerlifting, it was super cool being really strong, but I was always hurt. The workouts took forever and it wasn't improving my quality of life at all. So in this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you the top 5 mistakes that former athletes make like myself when trying to get back into playing shape and being athletic again. Mistake number 1 is that you pursue strength at all costs. And this one I was super guilty of, but it's as soon as we're done being an athlete, we forget about all the things that actually made us an athlete, and we're just in the gym trying to push the numbers up so we can feel accomplished with something that we're doing. But as an athlete, remember, we had to focus on power, speed, strength, agility, conditioning, and a lot more, but now we're just trying to get super strong for some reason. But if you're training to become more athletic again, you have to add those other components back in. They need to be in your workouts and your overall training plan. So yes, there's strength, but there's also your power, your explosiveness, right? Your speed, agility, mobility, coordination, all of those things that need to be in your training program so you can start to become more athletic again. Mistake number 2 is that you go hard too soon. It's for some reason, there's this little voice in your head, and maybe it's after you've been a piece of shit for a while and you've just been not going to the gym, hanging out on the couch, eating like crap. And then all of a sudden the little voice is like, dude, what are you doing? And you're just like, I'm a guy, I gotta get in there, I gotta go crush it. Right? And then you start doing double days, you start doing super long workouts, and then all that really does for you is you go hard for 2-3 weeks, your body breaks down, you lose motivation, and you're right back and you repeat the cycle. And this is a mistake that I personally made for so long in my career in trying to get back into actually having a sustainable approach. And what you need to do is have that long-term vision and have a set plan that you can actually follow and stay consistent with and not be hurt and not repeat the cycle over and over. Mistake number 3 is that you completely avoid plyometrics or any sort of power development type training, because there's really no worse feeling as an athlete or as a former athlete than going back in and noticing how far you've fallen. That is the biggest punch in the gut that you're gonna have. But you have to start to slowly implement these things back in, because that's where you're gonna see the most results and you're gonna start to develop that athleticism. Now, definitely recommend starting off low. This goes back to number 2. You can't just go in there and do 1,000 box jumps and expect to be back where you started. You gotta slowly build yourself back up with some hops, skips, maybe a few box jumps, right? And slowly build it up. Mistake number 4 is that you don't follow any sort of plan or program. And I get it, you had years and years of following a structured plan and doing exactly what the coach said. But let me ask you something. When was the last time you got crazy strong, super explosive, fast, whatever the goal was? It was when you followed a plan and you had to consistently do that plan over and over and over. And I get it, you want freedom in training, but what's gonna happen, and I'm sure this has happened to you already, is that your mind will start to play tricks on you. Oh, you don't need to do that, or you can cut this exercise out. Maybe you don't need to do the conditioning and the cardio today. But in order to actually see the results that you want, you need to have discipline and consistency, and that's why having a plan right in front of your face every single time that you go into the gym is gonna help you follow through with those, because your body needs time to adapt and get the actual results from the training. If you're constantly changing things up and not following through, you're not gonna get the results that you want. Mistake number 5 is that you stop sprinting. I don't get this one. This is my biggest pet peeve, because if there was a magic bullet for literally increasing testosterone, building muscle, burning more fat, becoming athletic, being an overall badass, it would be sprinting. And for some reason, maybe you're scared, don't feel like you need to, or you think you're gonna get hurt, but what you need to do is get back out on that track or the field and slowly start building back up to sprinting at full speed. I don't know about you, but I would rather save myself an hour, hour and a half of doing cardio just to try to lose fat when I could get it done in 20, 30 minutes tops. So get back into sprinting. Now that you know these 5 common mistakes, you'll be able to avoid them so you don't have to tell your kid about how big, strong, fast, or athletic you used to be and living in the glory days. You can actually show them how much of an athletic badass you are. If you enjoyed this content and found it valuable, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below. And if you're interested in learning more about how you can actually build athletic muscle without sacrificing some of that athleticism, I made a free training you can just grab right down below. And as always, train hard. Peace.